Hello everyone, Saurabh Srivastava here. Today I am going to talk about The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, Chapter 2 Choices. We all come into this world the same, naked, scared, and ignorant. After that grand entrance, the life we end up with is simply an accumulation of all choices we make. Our choices can be our best friend or worst enemy. They can deliver us our goal or send us orbiting into a galaxy far, far away. In essence, you make your choice and then your choices make you. Your every decision, no matter how slight, alters the trajectory of your life. So whatever decisions we make, that impacts where we are going to end up. So Thanksgiving all around. So this is a good example of how small changes can make a good impact on your life. So there is a guy who is talking about his wife in negative way. Darren Hardy suggested a solution that he said, okay, Darren Hardy himself implemented that. So he started noting one positive thing about his wife and wrote it down in a diary. And then over a period of time, 365 days, you have 365 different reasons why you admire your wife or your spouse. Then he presented that, and that definitely changed. And then in during 365 days, your behavior, your attitude towards your spouse changes. So how important it is to just make a note of a small thing and how it changes the overall behavior. So owning 100%. So another section is owning 100%. So this is a section where he talks about in a relationship. How much you are responsible for. Some people might say 50-50, 51-49, 80-20, but you are 100% responsible because it's your relationship you are getting into. And then that really opened his mind. I know you think you take responsibility of your life. I have yet to ask anybody who doesn't say, of course I take responsibility of my life. But then you look at how most people operate in the world. There's a lot of finger pointing, victimhood, blaming, and expecting someone else or government to solve their problem. If you have ever blamed traffic for being late or decided you are in bad mood because something your kid, spouse, or coworker did, you are not taking 100% personal responsibility. You arrived late because the printer was busy. Or Darren Hardy keeps going on. You alone are responsible for what you do and don't, and how you respond to and what's done to you. This empowering mindset revolutionized my life. Luck, circumstances, or right situation wasn't what mattered. If it was to be, it was up to me. I am free to fly, no matter who was elected president or didn't. Do how badly economy tanked and anybody said, did or didn't. I am still 100% in control of me through choosing to be officially liberated from past, present, and future victimhood. I would hit the jackpot. I had the unlimited power to control my destiny. Getting lucky. So what is lucky? So the complete formula for getting lucky: preparation, that is personal growth, plus attitude, belief, and mindset, plus opportunity, a good thing coming your way, plus action, doing something about it is luck. So you prepare for it, your attitude should be good, and then you have, when opportunity comes, you are prepared for it, and then action, you take action on it. So that's a winning formula for luck. There is no luck without all these things. High price of education of UHK, that is University of Hard Knocks. So here he talks about how he got into a partnership, and that partnership ultimately failed because of the other person mismanaged the money. But he took the 100% responsibility of that, and he ultimately even helped him after that. No matter what has happened to you, take complete responsibility for it, good or bad, or victory or defeat. Own it. My mentor Jim Rohn said, the day you graduate from childhood to adulthood is the day you take full responsibility of your life. Today is your graduation day. From this day forward, choose to be 100% responsible for your life. Eliminate all your excuses. Embrace the fact that you are freed by your choices as long as you assume personal responsibility for them. It's time to make the make the choice to take control. Your secret weapon, your scorecard, and this strategy has helped him. So this is the single greatest strategies I have ever used in my personal development. This strategy helps me take control of the choices I make throughout the day, causing everything else to fall into place and leading to behaviors and actions that shepherd my habits into the line like dutiful, loyal minions. To help you become aware of your choices, I want you to track every action that relates to the area of your life you want to improve. If you have decided you want to get out of debt, you are going to track every penny you pulled from your pocket. In our scenario, it might be credit card and debit card, and write it down. No excuses, no exceptions. If Big Brother's watching you. So doesn't sound like much. So this doesn't sound like, why not we can do that? But let's see. Doesn't sound like much. I know, writing things down on little piece of paper, but tracking my progress and missteps is one of the reasons I have accumulated the success I have. The process forces you to be conscious of your decision. Jinron would say, what is simple to do is also simple not to do. The magic is not in complexity of task. The magic is in doing the simple things repeatedly and long enough to ignite the miracle of compound effect. So this is very important. There are small things that we take our decisions. So let's say we decided about a big decision, and we are taking a small steps against it. If we start tracking them and seeing the missteps that we are making and adjust our goals accordingly and adjust our steps accordingly, we will be able to accomplish bigger things in our life. Money trap. So here is a very good story he talks about. So he owned his real estate business, and during year end, his accountant said, you have 100k, you owe well over 100k in taxes. What? I don't have that kind of cash just lying around. So his accountant said, why not? You collected several times that. Certainly you set aside taxes that would be due on that. So evidently he did not. So this is the most important thing that he talked about in this section of the book. Then my accountant did me a great favor. Son, he said, looking me dead in my eyes, you have got to get a grip. I have seen this 100 times before. You are spending money like a drunken fool and you don't even know how to account for it. That's stupid. Stop it. You are now seriously in a hole. And then he talks about, immediately I got the message. Here is what my accountant had me to try. Carry a small notepad in my back pocket and write down every single cent I spent for 30 days. Keeping a money log for 30 days straight cemented a new awareness in me and created a completely new set of choices and disciplines around my spending. And since awareness and positive behavior compounded, I found myself being more proactive with money in general, putting away more for retirement, finding areas to save where there was clear waste, enjoying the funny quotient of money, play money all the more. This tracking exercise changed my awareness for how I related to money. So there were a lot of changes that happened because of this. So this is what he talks about, how tracking our actions is important, how it is important that we take time to track, even if we are planning to lose weight or do anything else. If we start tracking it, it will give us where we are. So this is all winners are trackers. Right now, I want you to track your life with the same intention to bring your goals within sight. Tracking is a simple exercise. It works because it brings movement to movement awareness to the actions you take in the area of your life you want to improve. You will be surprised at what you will observe about your behavior. You cannot manage or improve something until you measure it. Likewise, you can't make the most of who you are, your talents and resources and capabilities until you are aware of or accountable to your action. So this is very important, that he's giving us a lot of reasons why we should be doing it. keep it slow and steady. So that's another important thing. We should not get into tracking with so much gist, and that's what mistake I have made multiple time, that I start tracking multiple things. Then what happens, you lose the, because you are not able to track multiple things, our mind, and because it's not a habit, it's still not a habit in there, so it ultimately falls through. But here is the good, don't panic. We are starting off with an easy breezy tempo. Just track one habit for 1 week. Pick the habit that has the greatest control over you. That's where you will start. Once you begin reaping the rewards of the compound effect, you will naturally want to introduce this practice into other area of your life. In other words, you will choose tracking. And then he goes on and how it should look, and how we are tracking and what happens, and these all then how exactly you go through that. And then he gave an example of compound effect. We earlier talked about how $100 a month can make a difference. So so here he talks about another thing, that every dollar that you are spending today can be $5 in 20 years, and $10 in 30 years. But are you taking that time to think about it, why you are spending that money? I used to make a mistake of looking at price tag and thinking that if an item was listed at $50, it cost me $50. Well, yes, in today's dollar, but if you consider the potential value of same $50 after it has been invested for 20 years, the cost, you would lose by spending that money rather than investing it. So that's what, then he talks about other things, tracking. When you track with this awareness, you will find yourself showing up in your life very differently. You will be able to ask yourself, is having a coffee every work day worth the eventual price of Mercedes Benz? Then the unsung, unseen hero. Once you start tracking your life, your attention will be focused on the smallest things you are doing right, as well as the smallest thing you are doing wrong. And when you choose to make the even smallest course correction consistently over time, you will begin to see amazing results. But don't expect immediate fanfare. When I say small course correction, I am taking truly invisible chance. I am talking truly invisible. Chances are no one is going to notice them anytime soon. A horse wins by a nose, but gets 10 times the prize money. Is that how horse stems 10 times faster? So that's what the mentality we should have. We should be looking at incremental improvement in ourselves, and being better, slight better than yesterday. Take a walk. So here is one story about one of the CEO and his company were struggling, and then he gave a small suggestion that take a walk in the company and just compliment 3 people every day for their good job. And if you have heard about them doing a good job, or you see them doing a good job, and this changed the overall company and their profit, monetary. 12 years ago, I had a wonderful assistant, Kathleen. So she earned $40,000 a year. And see here, Darren Hardy talks about the story about her, how he suggested that, okay, so she said, I heard you talking about that save 10%. So give me 10% raise so I can save it, because I cannot do it in 40,000. So he said, no, I'm not going to give you a raise, but I'm going to give you something better. So he said, okay, figure out how you can find out $33 a month. And she put down the budget and found $33 by shifting couple of things here and there. And then she started making changes, and she started listening. She started making those changes, writing it down, each and every expenses she is making. And then over a period of time, in 1 year's time, she started saving 10% of her income. And then because she was doing so well on that area, because she became aware of tracking and its compound effect, she started doing better on her job. She gave ideas of improvement to Darren Hardy, and because of that he are able to make money, and he gave her bonuses that she started making more than 100K a year. And then ultimately she started her own company, and she was making more than I ran into Kathleen at an airport 2 years ago. She now earns more than $250,000 a year and has saved and created more than 1 million in assets. She is a millionaire. All is starting from the choice to take a small step and start saving $33 a month. Time is of essence. So here he talks about Dave Ramsey and how $250 a month saving can make a difference, and how much difference it makes if you start early and do it. So that's what happens when we procrastinate and neglect necessary behavior, habits, and disciplines. Don't wait another day to start the small disciplines that will lead you in the direction of your goals. So this is very important that we should start saving, or in any area of it can be an intellectual capital, it can be a financial capital, it can be a relationship capital, or it can be a spiritual capital. We start investing a little bit every day. So just like Stephen Covey talks about in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People about the 4 quadrant, if we start investing small in each areas, then over a period of time it becomes well. And then he talks about the focal point book from for Brian Tracy, how we can become 1000% in we can be more productive. So it's a good book, and I'll be reading it very soon, and will be talking about it. Success is a half marathon. Here he talks about a story about a girl who wanted to who saw someone running half marathon and said, oh, I can never do it. And then he read this story. It's a very good story, and it talks about a small changes that you make and how you will be able to do it by just making those small changes. Then he summarizes the whole chapter after that. Summary action steps. What area, person, or circumstances in your life do you struggle with the most? Start journaling all the aspects of that situation that you are grateful for. Keep a record of everything that reinforces and expands your gratitude in that area. Where in your life are you not taking 100% responsibility for the success or failure of your present condition? Write down 3 things you have done in the past and that have messed things up. List 3 things you should have done but didn't. Write out 3 things that happened to you but you responded poorly. Write down 3 things you can start doing right now to take back responsibility for the outcome of your life. Start tracking at least one behavior in one area of your life you would like to change and improve. Money, nutrition, fitness, recognizing others, parenting, any area. And that's so good, and I'm so excited about applying this and getting the benefit out of it. And I have already identified few areas I have been struggling with completing some of the courses that I have been planning. I can start tracking it, and definitely there are a lot of areas of improvement that I can do. So with that, tomorrow I'm going to read chapter 3 of that is habits, and is excited to share that experience with you guys. Please listen and share. We'll talk to you guys soon.